Welcome back, guys. Today I have Noe Gonzalez with us. And where are you calling from, man?
From McAllen, Texas.
All right. How's the weather there right now?
I mean, it was raining the first week that I got here, my first few days off, but now that I'm going back to work, it kind of got hot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we finally just got rain. It's been so dry here in Florida.
hmm
It's been crazy.
My brother's actually in Florida. I don't know what part, but he's in the Air Force.
Oh
And
yeah?
yeah, he's in the Air Force, and he's been out there a couple months already, and he says that the weather's been a little odd too.
Yeah, it usually we usually already have some good rain, but it's been very dry and it's getting hotter and hotter real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of
So,
like that down here in South Texas.
are you from Texas?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from South Texas. I'm originally from a little town called Rio Grande City, but I moved out into the actual city because I was from the ranch. I was born and raised on a ranch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
That's
I
awesome.
came out to the city.
How do you like that? That's a big difference, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a very big yeah, a lot more people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the little town where I'm from, I mean, it's a big town, but it's mostly ranch hands. It's mostly just wildlife and all that stuff. And I mean, it's a not a major culture shock, but it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, I like the small town better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the huge crowds of people.
Yeah.
Oh man.
hmm
So are you married?
No,
How
I'm
old are
with
you?
somebody. I'm 29.
29. Okay. Do
hmm
you have any kids?
No.
No. All right. Just doing
Yeah.
your thing.
Yeah.
Do you travel for work?
Yeah. I travel for work.
All right. So tell me exactly what you do.
Okay, so I'm a derrick, and so basically my job title, we're in charge of the mud. They give us like I guess you could say like a chemical sheet, and we're in charge of just pre-treating the mud, making sure that it's keeping the pressure on the well bore on the
What
well
is the
itself.
mud?
So the mud, it cools off a drill bit, I guess you can say, and a mud motor and stuff like that. So that they're tools that we run down hole. And
Okay.
that's what we use for our drilling purposes or stuff like that, all that machinery. And that's what I'm in charge of. I'm in charge of keeping the bit and the motor itself cool. And they'll give me a sheet, like I said, and I'll mix whatever it is that they want me to mix. And we have to keep a certain mud weight too, just in case we run into some gas or something, kind of keep the gas levels down.
So
But
when you say mud, what's it made out of?
Mm, so it honestly all depends because there's oil base that contains diesel, and
Okay.
then there's water based mud that we use. I mean, out of water, and we have to build it from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, it just contains a whole bunch of chemicals. It's a big process.
Just
Yeah,
pump it down in the hole.
yeah, just pump it down the hole.
So all right. So you do that, but I've also seen videos of you standing up top,
Tripping
pulling
pipe.
in, yeah, the pipe.
Yeah, tripping pipe. That's what we call it, tripping pipe. Whenever I guess you can say when we TD, which is called total depth, that's when we either finish the well or it's like every other tool out there that it'll give out or whatever. They have like a certain time frame, I guess you can say, and they'll either fail or something will happen, and or it's just too many hours and we have to change out the entire assembly. So it's called tripping out. So our 12 hours, whatever shift it lands on, will trip out and or we'll trip back in. So it all depends. It all depends what it lands on when you're going on your shift.
Gee, how long does that usually take to pull all those back out?
It honestly depends. I mean, because sometimes it'll be 20,000 feet, 18,000 feet. I think the most I've done was 23,000 feet. I'm up there all night or all
Yeah,
day.
I was
It
saying, gee,
depends. Yeah, I won't come down unless we're doing shift change.
Damn.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a while. But I mean, like I said, it all depends. As long as everything goes smooth, nothing goes wrong with operations and everything, it should be pretty smooth.
Now, have you ever broke off parts of those in the ground?
Yeah, they have. I've seen, and then we get some tools. They call some tools out. They're called fishing tools to go and retrieve those tools, and it's a big process also. And now with that, it's nonstop tripping pipe, like until you have to go down there. I think it's called jarring, and it's just a big tool that's just constantly stomping to see where it twisted off or where it broke off, and I'll try like retracting that pipe or whatever tool is down there so it can pull it back out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did drilling and blasting for a little bit,
Hmm.
but we only drilled like 27, 28 feet.
Oh, it wasn't too much. Yeah, the
Yeah,
deeper
it's
you go, the more pressure builds up.
yeah,
It's
it's just
kind of
little
like
holes.
diving in a pool, I guess you can say. That's how they broke it to me when I first got into the oil field. He was a company man, and he told me, he was like, just think of it this way: when you dive into a pool, you know how you keep going deeper and deeper into a deep pool or wherever it is that you are diving. He was like, and you know how your pressure starts building up in your ears and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah. He was like, same thing with drilling. I was like, oh wow, I never
Yeah.
thought of it that way.
Yeah, we used to, it was only 28 feet, but I broke off the drill bit before.
Hmm.
And that's a process just to get that out.
Yeah,
I can't imagine breaking off thousands of feet under the
yeah,
ground.
yeah. It's a
That
big.
process is crazy.
Hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, how long you been in the oil fields?
September 4th, I'll have 7 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
good for a while. That's awesome, dude.
yeah.
Why'd you get into it?
Same thing that I guess you can say any young kid will say. I went in with the mindset of, oh, I'm just going to save up for college, ended up staying here. I guess you could say I like the money, and I ended up.
Exactly. Yeah, you were like, I'm gonna go to college. You're like, no, fuck
Yeah,
that. I'm gonna
because
collect this money.
I was playing college football, and I ended up getting hurt. I came back home, and when I came back, I was like, you know what? I'll save up a little bit, just go to school, and I'll go back. Blah blah blah. No, I ended up staying. Ended up staying in the oil field. Never went back to school.
That's good though.
Yeah,
Make money.
yeah.
But did you fall in love with the job also?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I did. I'm not
it
gonna
definitely
lie
makes it
about that.
nicer too.
Yeah. I mean, kind of reminds me of sports. I grew up playing sports all my life, and exactly like football. Just the camaraderie with everybody there. Um, I guess you can say kind of like locker room talk and all that stuff, especially with everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's what I love about my job.
yeah. If you work with a good guy, a group of guys, then it makes it 100 times easier.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You enjoy going to work, and then especially
Yeah,
when you
you
love
look
that
forward
job.
to it. Yeah, you look forward to it
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
And
I had the love hate. You're there, and you're like, God, why am I doing this?
yeah.
But when you're
Yeah,
not there, you're like, man, I can't wait to get back.
yeah, I'll go through that sometimes, especially summertime when it gets really hot
I
and up
bet.
there on the board. Yeah, because you have all that pipe radiating that heat, and I'll just be sweating my ass off, and I'll be like, man, fuck, I should have
Should have
stayed in
went to
school.
college.
I should have stayed in school, but at the end of the day, the group of guys that I work with, it makes me want to keep on going. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So you've been with the same company?
yeah. I've been with them
Oh.
for going on 7 years.
So where else do you travel to?
So
How far?
I've been all over Texas and Louisiana. So most of the work isn't in South Texas, where it depends where they send you, but most of the work that I've been to has been Louisiana, South Louisiana, and East Texas.
Oh, so you haven't gone up into like the
Oh no,
real
like
cold areas, huh?
no.
No?
No, but we had that great freeze in Texas about a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
I was tripping pipe that day. It was really, really cold. I had layers and layers of clothing on. I looked like the Michelin man. I couldn't. I mean, it was
Grab the
really,
pipe.
really cold. Yeah, it was really cold, and the pipe was real warm. So I was trying to stay next to the pipe. I was like, man, I'm trying to just stay a little warm here. And then the wind chill was really, really cold too. It was making it worse.
Well, the worst part is when you're not used to that weather.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You get smacked with it, and you're like, "What is happening? Why am I here? What's going on right now?"
Yeah,
That's
and I
bad.
mean, Texas weather is really random. I mean, one day it's raining, the next day it's super hot, the next day it's humid. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Louisiana is kind of the same thing, except the humidity. That's the only thing I don't miss about that state.
That's here. That's
Yeah,
Florida. The humidity is just violent,
yeah.
ruthless.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean, I've been with them for a while, and I haven't really been anywhere else other than Texas and Louisiana.
That's good. I've
Don't really want
had
to
a
go
couple on
nowhere.
the podcast that are like, I've had one guest that he worked in, Canada.
Oh yeah,
Actually, I've had 2 or 3 guests that worked in Canada on the oil fields.
yeah. That's really
Not that.
cold there. Yeah, I can't do that.
No, he
That's
was like, "It's like -40 sometimes," and I'm like, "Why?
yeah,
Who is like, 'Let's go out to work' in that? No, you
yeah.
guys are crazy."
Oh yeah. I got a couple buddies that I've gone to school with, and most of my friends from my town, they're either pipeliners or they work in the refineries, and they'll be like, "Man, I mean, your job, it doesn't look too bad." And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of not compared to what you all do." You know what I mean? It's a little different. It's a little tough. I mean, you have your days where it's kind of, I guess you can say, not as hard,
Yeah.
but you're not sitting in a track hole or anything, kind of just standing around.
If you're every trade is gonna give another trade
Yeah.
shit,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
look at you, you're just an operator." Well, yeah, if that guy's also if you operate like I did, like, I've operated D10s.
Yeah.
Y You operate that for long enough, it rattles your kidneys loose.
Yeah. It
You wanna be
messes
out of the
you
thing,
up.
you know? And then you got you, and then I wouldn't be able to do your job. Stand that high all
It's
day and then do that?
yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I give it to you, yeah, some people like, I tell everyone this, that not everybody is cut out for every trade.
Yeah. I mean, it's every trade is a lot different.
Yep,
I mean, and like I said, it has its days. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's like that in every job, every blue collar job, at least.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, it's, every job, you're
Yeah.
gonna have those shitty days, and you're gonna have those cake days,
Yeah.
you know? Definitely appreciate them cake days.
Yeah. 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 I try to appreciate them as much as I can, especially
Now,
when things are cool, like calm.
you tear down the whole rig too and
Yeah.
set up and everything,
Yeah.
right?
So whenever we're done with one well, we'll go ahead and we'll break everything down. And we'll usually, because I was on an older style rig before, it kind of takes a little bit longer. But now that I'm on a new style of rig, everything's mechanical hydraulic. So everything's a lot faster. And we'll move the rig,
So
I'd
on the
say.
last so on the older one, how would you do that? You have to have cranes
Um,
come in, dismantle it?
Yeah, kind of dismantle a lot of things. It's a lot more physical work, I guess you can say,
Yeah.
because it's I they were made a long time ago. You know what I mean?
You're unbolting everything,
Yeah, unbolting
cutting it off welds.
everything, and it would just take a little bit longer. I mean, now our rig move time would probably last anywhere from, I think, 3 days tops. And on the older rigs, it would be 4 or 5 days. It all depends. You know what I mean? Also depends on how prepared you are with everything. Like if you stage everything properly and you prepare before days prior.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I mean, it all depends how everything lands out or lays out.
How
And
far do you usually move rigs?
it depends. Usually, we're in the same area. I mean, the Furthest that I've been was in Venice, Louisiana, middle of nowhere.
And that's it. So you've worked on the same rig, following the same rig around, or do you go to
No, no, no,
different
no.
locations?
I've been on several rigs.
Oh, okay.
I lost count of how many rigs I've been on, but I've been on several. But I've managed to stay on one rig, and I'll follow that rig in East Texas, and we've been in the same general area, and we won't move too far. The locations will probably be anywhere from 10, 15 minutes away from each other. I think the furthest was 30.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I mean,
Before, when I was on the
definitely
older rig, yeah, they,
definitely frustrating to tear down and set up, 3 days each time, and then you're like,
yeah,
"How hard you move 15 minutes down the street?" You're like,
yeah. I
"Damn."
mean, yeah. But the wells usually last anywhere. They're predicted to last anywhere from, I guess you can say, 50 to 60 days a pop. It all depends, but usually that's about how long we've been on a pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the other wells, they're usually a lot faster. So, but the locations would be 2, 3 hours like separated from each other. So those rig moves are a little bit longer.
How do they find those wells?
I honestly I think it's wherever they get contracted from, like whoever they talk to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's whoever they want to go ahead and talk to and say, hey, you know what? I mean, we're contracting you all to come and drill a well here, and that's how we end up there.
Nice.
Mhm.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun.
So is this like, how you're gonna try to stay on this path, or you're gonna try and move up in the company?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to move up with the company.
What do you want? What position do you want?
Well, hopefully, I mean, one day be a rig manager. Yeah, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, my next step right now is drilling. So, um,
To become the driller.
yeah, to become the driller. So, hopefully, one day be a rig manager.
Nice. So are you working towards your way right now to become the driller?
Yeah, I mean, things are a little slow right now, but um, so we kind of have been like on our position. We haven't really moved. Nobody's moved up right now, so it's kind of like a pause, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But once things start booming, I mean, everybody that's up for a promotion is going to move up.
How many days now? You go home every night?
No, no, I
No,
don't.
you go out there and stay
Yeah,
out there, right?
yeah, we stay on location. They provide housing for us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we stay on location for 14 days.
And then you come home for how long?
For 14 days. Yeah, it's 2 weeks on,
Okay.
2 weeks off. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you work 6 months out of the year.
Yeah. What are your hours like
Uh,
every day?
12 hours. I mean, 12-hour shifts.
That's not too bad either if you're not doing like 14s or 16-hour days.
Oh, no,
12
definitely.
hours, all right.
Yeah, it's your 12 hours and that's it.
Yeah, see, most blue collar men, you hear 12 hours, you're like, that's an 8-hour shift. All right, that's not bad.
Yeah, it ain't
That's
too
not bad.
Yeah, when I first got in, I was like, "Man, 12 hours sounds like a lot."
No.
Yeah, I was 21 when I got in, and I was like, "Man, I mean, 12 hours sounds like a lot. I don't know if I'll be able to do it."
Yeah, now you're looking at it like 12 hours, that's our day?
Yeah,
Dude, you got this.
that's cake. Man, I'll do this all the time.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, man. You got a pretty decent gig.
Yeah.
Well, what else would you like to talk about? What are your hobbies like?
So, I go fishing a lot, especially being here right by the beach. So
Alright.
I'll go saltwater fishing, and I'll work out too. And it's what I love about being a derrick hand, that it's a workout as well.
Oh, I bet it is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so
Pulling
I'll
those
do
pipes, doing all that,
yeah.
they don't look too light.
No, 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 they can be pretty heavy. It's
Yeah.
all in technique too. I mean, I've seen smaller guys, way smaller than me, pull pipe just as good as I do, and they're a lot smaller, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, their
but doing that
physical appearance and everything.
for hours a day, I mean, that is a hell of a workout.
Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty good workout. I still manage to go to the gym right after work.
No, no, when I was doing that, I did that for a little bit. I would do the same thing. I get off like a 12, 13-hour day, go home, shower, go to the gym, come home again, shower, eat, bed. And
Yeah.
after that, I was like, I'm killing myself, bro. I'm done.
I
Yeah,
usually, I mean, I've been so used to it already because of football, and every time I'll
right.
show up to a rig and they'll be like, "Man, you just tripped all that pipe and you're still going to the gym." It's like, well, I mean, I'm used to it already, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really phase me. But a lot of people think I'm crazy for doing that.
Oh, well,
And a little, I guess you could
a
say.
little bit. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, no, I'll still manage to go to the gym after working out, and I mean after work, especially on a chill day when everything's going smooth. I mean, I'll have a smooth workout, but now that I'm getting older, I finally starting to feel it, you know.
Yeah.
So I won't go too hard in the gym.
Yeah, you gotta be easy. Don't
Yeah,
hurt yourself in the gym because then you're out of work.
yeah. Yeah, because I've
Same
had,
thing with fishing. Don't go getting hurt at fishing.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
No, I
because
like
we,
to do a lot of fishing too. I do a lot of that here.
mhm,
'Cause same thing. I'm only like 15, 20 minutes away from the beach.
mhm. What part of Florida are you from?
South Florida, West Palm.
Oh, okay, West Palm, yeah,
So we're like we have fresh water and then we have salt water. So it's just
yeah,
whatever you want to do that day, you go.
you can go.
Makes
Man,
it nice.
oh, yeah, definitely. That's all I watch, like, YouTube videos on, I guess you can say, like, land shark fishing, all those guys, so, I'm like, "Damn, these people in Florida have it made." They can just walk in the back and catch a tarpon, like,
I
over
like my
here.
favorite on YouTube is that what's his name? Youngblood. Youngblood. He's
Mm.
Australian.
Oh, okay, no, I'll
His
watch.
videos are just insane. He has, like, the perfect boat setup, like,
Yeah,
you can stay on it for so many days. I mean, and the places he goes around Australia are just gorgeous, and the fish he catches, I'm like, "That guy has a life." He literally
yeah,
just lives on the beach and fishes and makes all these badass videos.
yeah. No, yeah, because I watched the KV fishing. He's from Australia too. They were with morning tide fishing, and they do the same thing. They'll go get dropped off in this random island and just start catching giant trevally and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's
like, damn,
nuts.
the life.
Yeah,
Some,
when I was watching with that guy Youngbloods, he went to some island and stayed overnight and, like, made his hammock and stuff. I was like, "Oh, that should be good." And
yeah,
then the tide came in and it was, like, that far from his ass when he was, like, laying there. He was like, "Damn, I guessed really well." But he
yeah,
was catching crabs like this big, dude.
yeah,
Like, it's amazing.
yeah. It's crazy. It's
Just
crazy to
sitting right
see.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
living the dream.
And that's one of my hobbies. I love fishing too. But when I'm not at the gym, I'm fishing.
Yeah, I love to fish.
Oh yeah, it's the best. It's the best
Yep.
stress reliever,
It really is.
especially coming back from like a hard 2 weeks from fucking work or whatever. And
Yeah.
yeah, and usually we'll like around this time we'll start seeing some pelagic fish like kingfish. Um, we don't really see too many offshore species because we have jetties and like well they're like rocks that they set up or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like a mile long from the beach, and we'll see tarpon, we'll see some bull reds and stuff like that. We'll see quite a bit of action, but it usually depends on the like summertime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it all depends on, and because our water clarity gets kind of shitty sometimes, I guess you
Oh,
could say.
we got everything
Yeah,
around us. It's pretty decent.
yeah, no, I'm
You know,
jealous.
get dolphin, you can go out and get snook,
Yeah,
tarpon.
yeah, we got
That's
some
what I
snook
go
down
for,
here
snook.
too. Yeah, we've caught some snook here too. They usually hang around a lot of, I guess you can say structure.
Yeah.
Well, out here, they're a little. It's a challenge to catch them down here, but there is some big snook down here. Not as big as you all's down there, but
What
uh, they get pretty big. I think
what's
the
your regulations?
for
You
snook, I think it's 28 inches to 32.
okay, so it's the same.
Yeah, you can only keep one
Yeah.
though. And like
Yeah, I think it's
for redfish, it's three. It's three. The bag limit's three, and then it's 20 inches to 28. After that, it's anything over 28, you have to tag it for oversized. And then
yeah,
like speckled trout, it's five per. Well, it was five per person because of that freeze that happened. Kind of killed them off.
yeah, I don't even know if you can get 5 here. I think it's like 1.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know if I've never really seen anybody from Florida catch speckled trout out
I
there.
caught 1.
You caught one?
1. And it was like in this like perfect little lagoon inside this little island
Hmm.
that we floated into, and we're like, "Oh, this is like gorgeous." We're just flipping it out there. We seen a
Yeah,
couple snook. I was like, "Oh, there's snook here. Let's get them."
yeah,
Trout hits my line, and I was like, "What?"
yeah.
But I think it's like you can only keep 1, and it had to be, I forget what it was. It couldn't be under like 18 inches, I think, or 15 inches,
Oh
something
wow.
like that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I've only got 1.
yeah. No,
You
they're
don't
pretty
see them a
common
lot.
here. Yeah, they're pretty common down here. And but it's you'll usually run into some either redfish or snook most of like I guess you can say 80% of the time. But it's not like over there where you run into different type of species like snook. I know y'all have a crap load of snook
Yeah.
everywhere.
You get the big ones too, and it sucks because you'll get these monsters, and you're like, "I can't even keep that." You guys are too
Yeah.
big.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm always seeing videos and it's like these little kids like even pitching off docks and stuff like that, just seeing big
yeah,
jacks and tarpon, it's
probably
crazy.
was it not last year, the year before. It was the day before snook season opened.
Mhm.
We're out flipping under docks, and bam! I was like, "Ooh, got one,"
Yeah.
and it was 28.5 inches.
Damn.
And I was like, "There it is. There's my slot, but I can't even keep it because tomorrow is opening season." Throwback.
Now I think the regulations here in Texas, it's all year long. Like it's open all year long, but it's very scarce to catch them.
Oh,
Especially
wow.
when it's cold.
Yeah.
They're I mean really lethargic or whatever, so they won't be moving around. They'll just stay around the structure wherever it is that they're at.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
even care what you throw at them either. You're like,
yeah,
"Cool."
yeah, they're like, yeah, whatever.
Do you do any freshwater?
I mean, I grew up fishing freshwater, but when I moved closer to the beach, because I'm about an hour and 20 some minutes from the beach. So when I moved closer over here, I was like, man, I mean, I
Yeah.
prefer this than freshwater fishing. I mean,
I don't
don't
know.
get me wrong, I love bass fishing. I love bass fishing.
Do you guys
Especially
have snakeheads over there?
no, we don't.
No.
No, it's just bass, blue cats, and a lot of alligator gar.
We have, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got a bunch of that too.
some massive ones too.
I I've never seen any of like the size that I've seen get pulled out of your area.
Yeah, no,
You guys have had I've seen some huge ones get pulled out of there.
yeah, I mean, I think there's actually a guy from my hometown that broke a record. I think it was, I'm not exaggerating, 8 foot. I, I'm not mistaken. I think it was about 8 feet. They
That's
have a picture of him and everything. I
they're
always see it.
massive.
Yeah, I always see it in the little stores when I go back home. And it was a massive alligator gar. And it's just I've seen them when I'm on my kayak. When I used to go bass fishing a lot, I would see them just come up. They take like a big gulp of
Yeah.
air, and I would see them next to my kayak, and I'd smack them with my paddle or whatever, and it wouldn't phase them. They just go back down. I mean, they're massive. They're huge.
Jeez, yeah, we don't get them like that.
Yeah, they're not aggressive though. I mean, you can swim with them and everything, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I'm all right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
don't
We
not gonna
get
be doing that.
we get some pretty decent sized snakeheads. They eat everything though.
Mhm.
So they're invasive. So when you
Yeah,
get
I
them,
was
you're
about to
supposed to
say
throw 'em
they're
back.
invasive species.
But people say they're amazing to eat. I haven't eaten any, but people say they're really, really good.
Yeah.
But they do. They get fucking huge, and their teeth, they're not like alligator gar, but their teeth are pretty wild.
I can imagine.
And then we get peacock bass. You get any of those?
Yeah, no, we don't. Nothing at all. I've seen
Those are
videos.
fun.
Trust me. I've seen videos. That's what I'm saying. I'm jealous because y'all have a lot of like exotic fish out
Yeah.
there. It's
The
crazy.
peacock bass, man, they are so much fun to catch. They're very picky.
Hmm.
Fly fishing with them is I found the easiest to get them.
Oh, fly fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they hit harder and they fight harder than regular bass. They're a lot of fun and they're beautiful fish.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
They
They're
look
pretty sweet.
crazy. Man, I mean, I wouldn't mind going out there just to. I've always told myself I wanted to go out there just to catch a variety of species that's out there. You know what I mean?
There's all kinds of different things out here.
Yeah.
The craziest thing that I have seen was my buddy caught a pike.
A
Like,
pike?
yeah, like out of the canal, and I was like, "Where'd that come from?" Like,
Yeah.
I've never since I've lived down here because I'm from New Hampshire.
Hmm.
Caught pike in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Never seen them down here since I've fished in Florida since 2004. My buddy caught one like 3 years ago out of a canal, and I was like,
How does that
"How did
even
it get
happen?
there?"
Yeah.
It's so random.
Yeah.
But somebody else told me that they've caught one out of Florida too.
Damn, that's crazy. I mean, you
Yeah.
wouldn't you wouldn't expect it, especially being down there like tropical.
No.
You know what I mean?
It makes no sense to me, but
Yeah.
I guess they're here too. I didn't know that, but they
Yeah.
are.
We actually had striped bass. I know striped bass is very common up there, like in New Hampshire,
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
that's like a huge thing.
Yeah, and I've actually been looking at to go to Cape Cod to go
Oh yeah?
catch some striped bass. We used to have striped bass down here, but they were stocked in our lake.
Wow.
But that I guess the environment didn't help out. It being too hot or whatever, and they couldn't really move, so they ended up dying off. So
Oh,
it kind of sucks, I guess you could
yeah.
say.
Do you
But
guys have for like saltwater, do you have sheep's head?
yeah, we have sheep's head.
What a
Uh,
goofy fish.
that what?
What a goofy fish.
Oh yeah,
Their
definitely.
teeth
Yeah, the
look
teeth,
like
they try to
human
freak
teeth.
you out.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
First time I ever caught one, I was like, yo, what's wrong with its mouth?
feeding off all those crabs and everything. And
Yeah.
I mean, usually I'll see them on the jetty, like whenever I'm
Yeah.
using my glasses or whatever, I'll see them and I'll show like my friends or my when I would take my little brother when he didn't know anything about fishing. I'd be like, look, use my glasses. You see them, and you'd see them just picking off at all the oysters and stuff on the rocks,
Yeah.
just crushing them.
They're really good to eat.
Yeah, yeah, they're good eating.
Yeah. You throw a crab down there and they'll snatch that thing right up.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so usually that's what we'll catch. There's actually a sheep's head run around March where they're just annihilating everything that lands in the water. And you'll see people coming out. I don't know what the bag limit is over there, but here it's 5.
Mm-mm.
So everybody will be walking around with
I would
sheep's
say
head off the
I
jetty.
it's a couple. I don't know if it might be 5. I don't know what it is, but I know all year round I can see them everywhere. They're
Yeah,
always near structure, and yeah, you throw
yeah,
anything like crabs or anything like that down there, they'll snatch it right up.
yeah. I've never caught them. It's weird because I'll never catch them like any other time that I go. But when it's the sheep's head run, they're just all the time. It's like
Everywhere.
sometimes it just starts becoming obnoxious, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to catch a damn sheep's head. I'm trying to go for a redfish or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, and
I think the
it's just
weirdest thing I caught was the flounder.
a flounder.
Yeah, because it didn't fight. It just felt like I was snagged.
Look, yeah,
And I was like, "The hell?" I just kept pulling. My buddy, he hooked on one like 2 minutes later.
yeah.
Same thing. I was like, "What is going on?"
That's really
Comes
good
up.
eating right there.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, all right, that works." And they were
Yeah,
both keepers, so we did. We kept them.
yeah, they're pretty
Not
good
bad.
eating. We catch those all the time. Well, down here we have a limit on them too. They'll be around winter time. It's 2 per person, and then after winter's over, it goes back up to 5.
Oh, okay.
I guess because of when they start reproducing or whatever.
Yeah.
So kind of have to be careful with that.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's been a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Thank you for having me on here.
yeah, before we go, Is there anything that you'd like to tell anybody watching that wants to get into the oil field, that wants to do maybe what you're doing? Any words of advice?
So just follow your heart. I mean, and it can be tough sometimes, but at the end of the day, what matters is you're doing it for your family, and just be whatever goal is that you have set, and saying, you know what, I mean, I'm going to come out forward with this, because it can be tough. Like I told you earlier, sometimes you'd be like, man, I should have stayed in fucking school. But at the end of the day, you think about how far you've come and what led you to being there. And that's, I think, what drives me every day. Just thinking, I've come this far. I can't fucking quit now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
is. Those are good words.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on, man. It was awesome having you on here.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
We'll definitely keep in touch.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Alrighty, definitely. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.